My wife sleeps with other men. My wife sleeps with other men. Now, today, I want us to look at that issue. I want to let you know, if your wife sleeps with other men, and you have tried to see how you can stop this woman from sleeping with other men, and to no avail, I want to let you know that before you handle that particular issue, you have to first of all reason. Ask yourself, where did you get this woman? This woman that is married for 4 or 5 years now with you and is still sleeping with other men, then there is a problem. That is why we advise people not to look for a wife in the club, not to look for a wife in the beer parlor, not to look for a wife in the brothels. Because if a woman have developed the habit of sleeping with other men to make money, and you as a man choose that particular woman to be your wife, there's every tendency that woman, no matter what you do to her, no matter how you try to please that woman, sexually or financially, after some years, that woman will equally like to go back to that particular thing. Because any habit you develop, it will be difficult for you to stop. Now, I know there are certain women, of course. I know there are certain women, with them, as in they don't have a helper, maybe perhaps no father, no mother, no person to assist them. You understand? So because of hardship and condition of life, they decide to go into such a thing, go into prostituting. There are women like that. So you see them prostitute, not because they want to prostitute, because of condition they have found themselves. They decide to prostitute to make a living. Now, such women, when you marry such women, there's every tendency that that particular woman may not prostitute again. Because if actually is having something to live with is what is her problem, and now she have a man that gives her everything she wants and she's comfortable, it's likely that woman will not longer go out with other men. But if a woman has this thing in her blood, yes, there are people who have this thing in their blood. Their great grandmother did it, prostitute, their mother prostitute. Are you getting me? Hello guys, if you're watching me for the first time on YouTube, I want you to subscribe to my channel so that I can get notification when I drop my videos. If you're watching me on Facebook, I want you to follow me. If you're watching me on TikTok, I want you to follow me. I love you. Make sure you finish watching this video. Make sure you finish this video. I teach financial literacy, and I also discuss different problems of people and the solutions. Put a thumb for me and then share this video. And now she is prostituting. If you marry such women, I tell you, there's every tendency they will also prostitute. They may pretend that time they are getting married, they will not do it again and all that, but I tell you, give them some years, you will see them prostituting again. So you have to consider, where do you get your wife from? If you get your wife in the beer parlor, then you should expect such a thing. If you get your wife in the clubhouse, you should expect such a thing. If you get your wife in a brothel, you should expect such a thing. But I want to let you know, the only thing you can do when your wife is sleeping with other men and you have tried your best, you couldn't stop it, I tell you, bro, you can't stop her. Frankly speaking, you can't stop her. If that woman have that attitude of sleeping with other men, you can't stop her. It is only God that can stop that situation. It is only God. It is only God. And of course, if you read the scriptures, you discover that even Jesus said it, that you are not meant to divorce your wife. That divorce is not allowed except in the cause of infidelity. Jesus even said it, that infidelity is the only thing that can make you to divorce your wife. So in such case, if your wife sleeps around, the only solution I will advise is to leave her, because you can't stop her. Is to leave her. If you are very sure that, look, this woman, you satisfy this woman sexually. There are certain men that doesn't perform very well If you are sure you are a man and you are performing well and your wife still sleeps around, let me tell you, there are certain men that love sex. There are certain men that love sex. They don't drink, they don't smoke, but they love women. That is their own hobby. There are men like that. Likewise, in women, there are women that their hobby is having sex. Are you hearing me? So now, such a woman, if you marry such a woman, I tell you, if you cannot satisfy her, there's every tendency that she will go outside. So if you are sure you are performing well as a man, you are giving your wife everything she needs, and you are satisfying her, and yet she goes outside with other men, bro, what you need to do is to leave that woman, because it cannot stop her. If the spirit of manizing, let me put it that way, is on her, she's not satisfied with what she has at home, she's not satisfied with what you give her, she's not satisfied with your sexual habit or your sexual satisfaction, and she still goes outside to meet other men, the only thing you can do is to leave such a woman. And I want to let you know that if such a woman have a children for you, it's going to be a very big problem for you, because of course I don't advise couples to separate when they have children, because the children will suffer. When a husband and wife is not together, the children will suffer. Why? Because of course every children need that motherly care, and if that motherly care is not there, the children will suffer. They will suffer. So, but you have no option. If your wife cannot hear you, if your wife cannot control, if your wife cannot stay with you, then there's no need of being with such a woman, because that woman, there's every tendency that if she continues, she will kill you. Yes, it's very bad for a woman to go outside, go sleeping outside, using the money she goes outside to come and cook for you. It's very bad. Here in Africa, it's a taboo. In fact, it kills a man here in Africa for a woman to go outside. A woman that sleeps outside brings the money in to come and cook for the husband. If the husband knows about it and keeps quiet, then that man may likely die. But if the husband knows about it and shout and stop eating her food, then that man will leave. Here in Africa. But outside world, I don't know how it happens. So if your wife goes outside to sleep with other men and you have caught her, and you are sure, not by assumption, not by they say, or not by speculations, you have caught her, then such woman is not worthy to be a wife. Because every wife should build her home. Every wife should. Okay, if she's doing that, what will she tell you as a man? If she goes outside to sleep with other men, then what will she tell you? If you are a man are doing so. I have this situation where, a young lady, I was told this a story where a family where the man goes, sleeps as, womanizes, and the woman also manizes. So the woman goes out, look for other men, and the man goes out, look for women. Do you know that family, the children just picked up the same, the children are also doing the same thing. The children are also doing the same thing. How do I know? I just saw one of the daughters, moving around with men. I questioned, I said, why is this girl always moving around with different men? That was how they told me that this girl, I have not seen that it is how they are in their family. That is how they are, that the father does the same thing, the mother does the same thing, and the children are doing the same thing. Imagine such a thing. That is a curse? No, it's a curse. Where the mother does the same thing, the father does the same thing, children are doing the same thing. Of course, if you are a father and you are doing the same thing in the presence of your wife and children, of course, what do you expect? The children will likely do the same. So it's very, very dangerous. So as a woman, you ought not to, if you are married, you are married. That's why we tell people, if you are not ready to marry, don't marry. If you want to marry, and you made up your mind to get married as a woman, get married and forget about any other man. Yes, naturally, it is not meant for women to move around. I am not saying that men should move around. No, it's vice versa, men and women. But then, when a woman moves around, it's dangerous. When a man moves around, they can talk to him, they can approach him, he can stop. Of course, a man can move around and also love his wife. A man can move around and also take care of the children. There are certain men, yes, they move around as men, but they fulfill their responsibilities. And they still love their wives and love their children. There are men like that. But once a woman starts moving outside, then the love for the husband has died. The love for the husband has died. So it's very dangerous. I had a case years back where a man went out and brought a HIV, and came and gave to the wife. And the man, after some time, the man died, and the woman, after some years, the woman died. They left their children behind. So it's very dangerous for a woman to do that. So as a woman, you ought not to do so. And those of you women, those of you who say, my husband is doing that, I want to do that, I want to pay him back what he's doing, it's very dangerous. Two wrongs cannot make a right. If your husband womanizes, as a woman, you don't need to womanize. No, it's wrong. If two of you are doing the same, then who will advise each other? What will the children learn from? Who will children learn from? You get it? So it's very dangerous. As a woman, you ought not to do so. So, as a man, if your wife does that, the only thing you can do, if you love your wife so much, you care for her, you don't want to lose her, then call her, sit her down, talk to her, put sense into her, tell her the dangers of what she is doing. Call her people, your wife people, call their maternal people, call them, tell them what is happening, let them advise your wife. If you have a pastor, a spiritual pastor, call the pastor, tell the pastor, let the pastor talk to your wife. If you really love your wife and you don't want to lose her. But then, if all this is done and your wife continue, bro, because of your life, you need to leave that woman. She's not worth being a wife. She's not worth being a wife. If your wife sleeps outside, bro, that woman is not worth being your wife. Please, if you're watching my video for the first time, I want you to subscribe to my channel. If you're watching me on Facebook, I want you to follow me. If you're watching me on TikTok, I want you to follow me. I love you. See you in my next video. Bye.